In the heart of a small, remote village surrounded by lush green hills and dusty roads, lived a boy named Juma. He was just 10 years old when he began his journey of resilience, walking 10 miles to school every morning and another 10 miles back home. His tiny feet bore the scars of rough terrain, but his eyes sparkled with determination. Juma lived with his elderly parents, Baba Kato and Mama Nuru, in a small mud-thatched hut. His father, once a strong farmer, had grown weak with age, his hands trembling from years of hard labor. His mother, frail but kind-hearted, could barely see beyond a few feet due to failing eyesight. They depended on Juma for everything, their hope, their care, their survival. Every morning before the sun rose, Juma would wake up, fetch water from the distant well, prepare a small meal for his parents, and ensure they had everything they needed before embarking on his long journey to school. His worn-out shoes barely held together, and sometimes, he walked barefoot when they gave way. Along the path, village children mocked him, laughing at his tattered clothes and calling him names. "Why do you even bother going to school, Juma?" they sneered. "You'll never escape this life." But Juma clenched his fists and kept walking. He refused to let their words plant doubt in his heart. At school, Juma sat at the front of the class, absorbing every word his teacher spoke. He had a thirst for knowledge that couldn't be quenched by hardship. Though he had no books of his own, he memorized lessons and borrowed old, torn books from his kind teacher, Mr. Mugisha, who saw great potential in him. As the years passed, Juma's hard work bore fruit. He excelled in his studies, and when he sat for his primary exams, he emerged as the best student in the district. His story of perseverance spread beyond the village, reaching the ears of well-wishers and government officials. One day, a local newspaper published his story, and soon after, a scholarship offer came. Juma was given the chance to study in the city. But despite his joy, he hesitated. Who would take care of Baba Kato and Mama Nuru? He couldn't leave them behind. "Go, my son," his father said, his voice weak but filled with pride. "You have given us hope. Now chase your dreams." With a heavy heart, Juma left his village, carrying the memories of his parents, the mocking laughter of his peers, and the unwavering faith in his abilities. In the city, he studied relentlessly, never forgetting where he came from. Years later, he became an engineer, securing a well-paying job that allowed him to return home, not as the poor boy they once mocked, but as a man who had changed his family's fate. He built a new house for his parents, ensuring they had the best medical care. He sponsored other village children who walked the same path he once did, lighting the way for those behind him. On a bright afternoon, Juma stood at the school he once walked miles to attend, speaking to young students. "Never let anyone tell you that your dreams are impossible," he said. "Your struggles are not your destiny. They are the stepping stones to greatness." Tears welled in the eyes of many, including those who had once laughed at him. They saw now that Juma had become not just a man of success but a symbol of resilience, hope, and love. And so, the boy who once walked miles to school now walked miles ahead in life, proving that no journey is too long when fueled by faith and determination.